Hey everybody, before the show starts, log on to musicmoneymakeover.com/shop to download all my books and free guides. And while you're there, click on the book a call tab to book a one-on-one Zoom call with me to get all your music business questions solved. Enjoy the show. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Music Money Makeover Show. My name is Casey Graham, and on this episode we're talking about how your business manager can steal from you in the music industry somewhat. Technically, but we got to work some things out because I'm going to tell you how they can actually technically do this without telling you, and then you realize that you actually got taken advantage of for the value. All right, that's coming up on this episode of the Music Money Makeover Show. If you want to donate to the channel, you can do so right over here. If you want to skip Copyright Explain, you can do so right down below. Let's jump into Copyright Explain. Copyright, the sole right which an author has in their own original literary compositions. The exclusive right of an author to print, publish, and vend their own literary works for their own benefit. Now, of course, there are two main rights of copy that the music industry operates and revolves around, and that's the masters and the publishing. And the masters is referred to as the sound recording copyright. Sound recordings as in records, masters, phonogram, or the audio recording file, i.e. the WAV, MP3, AIFF of the composition and or song. Now, you can collect your master recording royalties or the proceeds due from the sale and streaming of the master recording via your distributor like TuneCore or DistroKid, and if you have a major label deal, then it's them, all right? Now, you can also collect the performance royalties via the master sound recording via Sound Exchange and PPL over in the UK. Sound Exchange is based here in America, and if you are outside of America, any other organization that collects these sound recording performance royalties are referred to as neighboring rights. Now, publishing is referred to as a performing arts copyright here in America. Okay, performing arts as in the composition, sheet music, MIDI files, publishing, or song to be performed. You can collect the performance royalties for the composition via BMI, CSAC, ASCAP here in America and PRS over in the UK, and other countries have their own performing rights organization as well to collect those royalties for you. All right, now, you can collect the mechanical royalties due from the composition via Harry Fox, Music Reports, and the Mechanical Licensing Collective here in America. You can also collect your mechanical royalties over in the UK from MCPS. So now, Lyric Find right here. You can get your lyric display royalties from Lyric Find and Music Match, but that's that. Let's go through the 6 rights of copyright to be exercised to the fullest extent of the United States Code under Title 17, and that's the right to reproduce. The right to reproduce the copyrighted work in copies or phonorecords, physical or digital format. The right to prepare derivative works. The right to prepare derivative works based upon the copyrighted work. The right to distribute. The right to distribute copies or phonorecords of the copyrighted work to the public by sale or other transfer of ownership or by rental, lease, or lending. And then we have the right to public performance, the right to perform the copyrighted work publicly, the right to public display, the right to display the copyrighted work publicly, and the right to digital performance, and that's the right to digital audio transmission performance. All right, everybody, so check this out. Look, man, we got to talk about this business manager. This person or this firm is necessary, okay? Oh, wait, I got some things I want to tell you. So this is going to be the last video in the How to Start series, but of course it's not going to be our last. This is, you're getting started. This is the last video in the series, all right? So you can get your engines rolling. You can know where you need to go, where you need to be, and when you need to do it, all right? But I did pick up a copy of Kashif's book, all right, that I talked about episodes ago, like 5 or 6 episodes ago, all right? Oh, my gosh. Wish I would have saw this book before. I'm going to mention some stuff when we get started, all right? But like I said, this would be the last video, or this will probably be the last time you see all you need to know about the music business on this channel, because the book, though technical, though factual, has stuff that I feel that artists aren't exactly geared towards going with today's circumstances. So anyway, without further ado, let's talk about this business manager, how they can help you as an artist, and how you can utilize them, and when you should actually get one so that you won't have your money stolen from you indirectly. All right, let's jump into it. All right, everybody, so we're back in the computer, okay? Back again. We're going to pull some slides in from last week because we got to cross-reference them. And I want to put them in this example so you can see how the money will flow to your business manager. Now, I want to say again, if you get the business manager in too early, all right, the business manager may, to a certain extent, appear as if they're stealing money from you because it won't be justified as to what it is they're actually bringing to the table when it comes to value being added to the business. So we're going to break that down. Some words of advice from Kashif. I mentioned this book before in my No Limit video, Beats by the Pound video on this channel. And man, I think someone commented on my channel, and yes, I wish I would have read this book first, because all you need to know about the music business is great. It does have some good things in there with numbers and technical stuff, but when you're getting down to it, if you put this book with all you need to know about the music business, man, let me tell you something. Anyway, words of advice from Kashif. The proper time to hire a business manager is when you have, investments that require more time and energy than you can provide. This is how I think. I'm an a la carte, independent, do-it-yourself guy, okay? I don't like the one-stop shop solutions because that can tend to hide a lot of things. Let me keep going. All other resources and alternatives, such as accountants and business consultants, should be thoroughly investigated prior to hiring a business manager. All right? That is true. You should take a look at other sources and business consultants. You should not hire a business manager because you suddenly find yourself with more money than you ever had. That is a key statement. Most people run out and they hire business managers because they feel that, oh my gosh, I just got all this money. What do? I need someone to manage it for me, and I don't feel like my manager is competent enough to handle this money after he or she gets their 20% cut. All right? This is the case much of the time in the recording industry. Yes, it is true. Hiring a business manager should not be a stroke to the ego either, but should ensure a healthy financial future. Business managers, if hired, should be an unavoidable addition, not a luxury. Word to Kashif. Rest in peace, Kashif. I love your music, man. I wish I could have had the chance to meet you because, I loved your production style, your writing style. Anyway, this book right here, I wish it was more than one print. It was only one print. I will go so far as to say that if Beats by the Pound read this book, then this book attributed to Master P's success.
Back in the day, there was this book that Kashif, shout out to Kashif, wrote called What You Better Know About the Music Industry. Yeah. So I know there's many more books that came out since then that you got to study this because it is a job. It's an industry. You know what I'm saying?
All right, let's go. Now, your first CFO, a.k.a. your business manager. Remember, the business manager handles every transaction, and the business manager makes sure everyone gets paid. They are essentially your chief financial officer as an artist. Now, as we go further along, if you dig back in my channels and as we go further along in this video, you will start to see that you are building a team that works for you. You do not work for them as an artist. But as an artist, that doesn't mean you should be an a-hole to everybody on your team. All right? This is your business, artist. This is what you're building. So even if you just want to make the music, you can't just want to make the music, because that's when you end up crying at the end of the day like, oh, they took all my money. And you didn't realize that what you actually were doing was starting your own creative musical business, which requires framework and structuring. Okay? Now, let's dig into how a business manager can technically, value-wise, steal from you if you don't hire them at the right point. Let's go. What to look out for. Now, in this video, you're going to see this thing a lot, so let's just get to it. The CPA, or Certified Public Accountant, needs to specialize in the music business, not the entertainment business, all right? If there is a CPA that handles transactions for a touring company, your CPA needs to know how to handle transactions for a record label and a music publisher, okay? You can't have one that does finances for a movie company but they don't understand the music side of the entertainment business. Gotta be specialized in the music business. All right. Now this was key between Kashif and Donald Passman. They both agreed on that. You will always need a good ass CPA. Yes, you will. Tax attorney, corporate attorney. Remember 2 videos ago I said you gotta know what to ask for. In the Pharrell video, I said you gotta know what to ask for. Okay? When I said that, this is what I mean. Your entertainment attorney, the first lawyer that you get, does not know taxes. They don't know estate planning, and they don't know tax planning. This is your second friend when you're building your business. You need a tax attorney, okay? They're going to take and look at your finances and say, all right, here's how you're going to save some taxes here. We're going to set up this company here. We're going to set up that company there. We're going to move some checks around. We're going to move some money around to this account, to that account. Please don't send your money over to a Swiss bank account unless you're so advanced to do that stuff. I don't even know if you can do that anymore according to all these finance laws and stuff. But anyway, you should be free to leave the firm or fire at will all of these people. You shouldn't be under contract with these people, on a term-based contract with these people. Now, without further ado, let's hop into the show. Now, tier 1, this is where all of the actual YouTuber musicians getting started, I gotta have 1,000 fans to pay my bill, all this is where you are. All right? At this point, the reason why I have this in red is because a business manager technically, on average, gets paid 5%, the same amount that an attorney will get paid, except for the difference is the business manager gets paid on the gross income of all of your income. That has a paper trail on it. Your attorney doesn't get paid on all of your income. Okay, they just get paid on the deals they close or on their retainer. But this business manager, at this point, you can't afford a 5% business manager or the firm. That's 25 stacks. That's $2,500. That's like a keyboard, or that's like, getting some mixing done, or $208. That's a block of studio time on a weekend. You can't afford that right now every month or once a year. You can't. All right? So this $2,500 could go to some advertising, some Facebook or YouTube ads. So you got to save that money. You don't need a business manager yet. That's why I said at a certain point. Can't afford the flat rate, can't afford the hourly rate. What you need is a CPA with QuickBooks so you can see the ingoing and outgoing of all, that should be incoming and outgoing, of all your stats and your money. What happens in QuickBooks is that your CPA will hook up to your QuickBooks that you started, and you have in access to the account, and they have access to the account. And with QuickBooks, you can actually do your taxes every freaking day. You can do it every day so that by the time December comes, you only need to export it out to TurboTax. But there are some tips for you that you can use. But this is what you want to start with. And you need a budgeter. It's people on Fiverr or sites like Fiverr that you can find that will help you with budgeting for a show or for an album or something like that. And then you need your tax attorney, your corporate attorney in your corner, and you always can use some financial advisor, consultant help. All right, let's go to the next slide. Now, I got to preface the next slide with some hefty definitions here, because you're going to see these on the next 3 tiers. You'd better be an LLC tax as an S Corp, paying yourself a salary on a K-1 IRS form. All right, let me talk about LLCs really quickly. All right, LLCs are limited liability companies. They are for asset protection. So if you got an apartment and you got a used 1998 Honda Civic that has nothing on it, right? You really don't have anything. When people come to sue you, make sure that you're doing and you're operating in the LLC so they can sue the LLC and not you personally. Now, if you go off in the club and you just want to be so big and bad and stab or shoot somebody, now they can come and sue you directly. But if something goes wrong in the business where you signed the contract with the business name, you signed the performance agreement with the business name, then they can only sue the business name if you don't show up or whatever. They can't come after you personally. So unless you did something or harmed something or did some damage to someone personally, they can only come after what is inside your company. This is for asset protection. That's what an LLC does. Now, The reason why I said S Corp and K1s, check it out. S Corporation, also known as a subchapter, S subchapter, refers to a type of corporation that meets specific Internal Revenue Code requirements. If it does, it may pass income along with other credits, deductions, and losses directly to shareholders without having to pay federal corporate taxes, usually associated with small businesses with 100 or fewer shareholders. S Corp status effectively gives a business the regular benefits of incorporation while enjoying the tax-exempt privileges of a partnership. If you sign up for ASCAP and BMI, you've seen this before. You've seen S Corp, C Corp, LLC, S Corp, LLC, C Corp. Talk with your tax attorney about this. This is for people who need to leave money in their business and pay themselves a salary to make sure they don't overexceed what comes in and out of the business. You're not at this level anymore. You're going to the 100,000 club, all right, and up. You need to put yourself on a salary to regulate the flow of cash, all right? This K1 is just a document that reports the income and losses and dividends of a business or financial entity's partners or of an S corporation shareholders. The Schedule K1 document is prepared for each individual partner and is included with the partner's personal tax return. That's the key phrase. All right, that's where you're going to draw down your salary. Let's say you made $100,000, but you paid yourself $30,000, or you paid yourself $40,000 and left $60,000 in the business. You will report that $40,000 salary in your K1 on your personal tax return. All right, now let's go. Your tax attorney can tell you more about it. I'm not a CPA. I'm not a tax attorney. I just know some business. All right, here we go. Tier 2. You'd better be an LLC taxes and S Corp paying yourself a salary on a K1 IRS form if you are making $100,000 a year. This is you doing really, really well. You yet can't afford the 5% gross rate, all right, $5,000 a year to pay a business manager, or $416 a month. This is like if you're in Alabama or Mississippi or in New Mexico. This is a small 3-2-bedroom house right here. A mortgage on that. You can't afford that's 2 blocks of studio time in some cities. You know, you can't afford that. That money could have been put to better use. This is what I mean when I say that these business managers can take from you. See, they're not going to tell you that you're coming to them too soon. Okay? They're going to say, this is the cost of my service. And most people are not going to say, can you afford it? Till they start to dig in, and they'll let you know, hey, look, we're looking at your finances, and yeah, I know you paid us already, but it's looking like you won't be able to pay us anymore, so we're going to have to work some things out. I'm telling you now, at $100,000, this is not good financial sense to me. And excuse the noise you hear outside of the microphone if you hear any. Okay? What you need still is a CPA with QuickBooks, a budgeter, like we said on the first tier, but hopefully you found someone you could actually keep on board at this point. You still need your tax attorney, your corporate attorney, and financial advisor consultant. All right, let's go. Now, we got to express this from last week. We had our business manager at 2%, but this is at $100,000 club. You're getting some shows you may be getting at $10K a show. So we got to break it down. What do all these numbers mean if you're getting, as an artist, you're getting some show money? Well, let's say your booking agent found the show and they booked it. All right. Your manager corresponds with the agent. They get 20%. Your lawyer had to read the contract that the agent sent over to the lawyer. They get 5%. All right. Then the touring manager will get paid to be on tour with you because your manager won't be there at the show. All right. Because you got a couple of these 10K shows lined up. So the touring manager will get 2%. All right. And then your business manager will get 5% for processing the transaction and paying out everybody that you see here, and also doing the budget for the show. Your business manager should be budgeting, right? Or your budgeter or whoever you have in place. Now, because you haven't hired one yet, your manager will take this 5% and we'll X that out and we'll add the 5% to your 63% and put you back at 68%. But when, let's say if this was bumped up to 50K, when you have that business manager in place, they will take it, and this is what the whole grand scheme will look like. Now, when I said earlier, you have to build your own operation. This is your managerial staff, your attorney, your manager, your agent, your touring manager, your business manager. Remember I said you got to build a business? What the artist will net post managerial expenses, but pre-show expenses. I said that. Did I not? I hadn't said this so long. It's been so long since didn't I not say this? But it's no need to say that. It wasn't even funny. Anyway, so this is what your managerial staff is starting to look like now. You got a company, you're running it. You're doing $10K a show, making $100,000, hopefully $200,000 a year, and this is your staff. Hopefully you got a good staff. Your business manager, this little thing, this could be your CPA could be helping you. If they don't have a huge roster of people that could help you. Or you could, you got to finagle these two together. All right, let's keep rolling. So now, tier 3, here we are. We still can't afford the business manager yet. This is an entire album and a music video for us. $200,000 to $500,000 a year. I'm going to say at $500,000 a year, you might be getting close. If you got your business together, you got it organized right, you got the tax structure right, you might be able to slip in a business manager at this point or business management firm to go ahead and get those finances done right. Your manager might still be helping you get the checks signed and cleared, the big checks like $10,000 and above. So you get a couple $12,000 checks, couple $20,000, $80,000 checks into your account. You got to sign for those. All right, so you may so this is going to run you anywhere from $833.33 a month to $2,083.33 a month. These are mortgages at this point. I mean, you're paying a mortgage to your business manager a month. You're paying their mortgage as one client, and you can't really afford that. This is gas for the tour. This is expenses and stipends for the bandmates that you got to pay for. You can't do that. Not yet. So you're still on the CPA, the budgeter, the tax attorney, corporate attorney, financial advisor. Now, if we have made it to the $500,000 a year club, you may just feel like you want to go do a one-off record deal at a small or major indie like an Empire Records or something. This is what the breakup will look like. Your manager will get 20% of that advance. Your lawyer will get 5% for reading the contract and negotiating. Your business manager will get 5% for processing the payments to everybody. Remember, even though these people will get paid gross, you want the money to come into your business first. Take out your tax, pay them post-tax. And what I mean, they're getting paid a gross amount on the amount that comes in, but the money has to hit your business first and then shoot back out on W-9s, and they will get 1099s at the end of the year so that they can report it on their taxes. Income has to leave the label, which you don't see. It shoots down to the artist. The artist shoots it out here in the form of W-9 contractors, and then this is what you're left with. $12,500 went to the lawyer, $50,000 went to the manager, $12,500 went to the business manager, and you keep $182,500. As I said last week, remember, artist advances are incomes, okay? They will be subject to income tax. So if you're taking $250,000, please don't walk into a record label and you don't have an LLC set up. That's how people start crying, talking about, oh, man, I didn't know the taxes and all of that. Well, you didn't set up a business. You didn't have any tax write-offs. None of that stuff. So you got to have your business set up right. Let's keep going. Tier 4, we made it. We're finally ready to hire a business manager. At this point, we can afford it because if we're making $1 million a year or anywhere from $500,000 to $1 million a year, you can afford it. And at this point, you really do need a business management firm, okay? Because you're processing a lot of checks at this point. And hopefully you've built up some relationships so you can hire the right firm that will work for you. And maybe it will. It'll work out great for you. At this point, I'm just saying at this point, you can do it. You can do it at this point. It's beneficial for you financially to do it. It's beneficial for you business-wise. And if you're making this a year, you need the tax write-off anyway. Okay? It's worth it at this point. So that's what I mean. How business managers can technically steal by not telling you that you really can't afford me at tier 3, at tier 2, at tier 1. You can't afford them. All right? So what does this look like with publishing income? I thought I'd just throw this in here and add our business management in. If, let's say, you do a deal with a publishing company, and you did a co-pub deal, and that was 50%, well, they took 50% of your half. Now, remember, this is based on one writer and one producer. The producer and writer, they split it up 50-50. The producer took 50. The writer took 50. Right now, you have 10, and I'm going to explain it, okay? Because you took 50% and the publisher came in and took 50% of your half, that means they walk away with 25%. Remember, the management has to take 10%. Has to take 20% of your royalty income. I don't like the manager taking portions of the publishing. I don't feel like they should be involved in that, but it happens. They might take 20% of the royalty instead of actually being on the actual ownership club side or collection agent side. But they take 20% of your 50. That's why it shows up as 10%. And then you have 20% of your 50. Okay, and then but the business manager, we had to add them in, and they took 5% gross. Because they had to process the transaction. So this is what publishing income looks like at this point, with all these people in their hands in the pot. Yeah. All right, so now this is what we look like here on our miscellaneous opportunities. If we have a book show, it's looking like this. You know, your lawyer gets 5% for looking at the contract. Your agent gets 5% for booking the show. Your manager gets 20% because he's your manager, he or she is. And then they negotiate with the business manager, and your business manager processes out the transactions for all of these people you see here, and you take home 65% on your gross or your net. You net it. All right. And then you have to pay out the band members, sound and lighting, staging, all that stuff, and security. All that comes out of this. Then what you got to do on your like club dates, your appearances, your self-book shows, this is what it looks like. Your business manager processes the transaction. Manager takes 20%. You walk home with 75%. Don't forget, you got to pay like your security guard out of the 75%. All right. So final verdict, sign your own checks weekly. This method ensures that you always sit down with your financial team. Sign the checks. All right, we're out of here. Hey, everybody, that's been today's show. Thank you for watching, okay? Don't forget to download all my books and free guides down below. You can contact me, 470-291-5767. Yes, thank you for all the suggestions. I know some of you all have said some things about putting up my platinum plaques in the back, but I feel like they may show up. All right, thank you for the TV suggestions. I tried to work on it, but it was as bright as it could go. $100 TV, what can you ask for? All right, so anyway, I will see you all later. All right, and some of you all, I'm pretty sure I will see you on Superphone after this is over with. All right, peace. Everybody, thanks for watching the show. Log on to musicmoneymakeover.com/shop to download all my books and free guides. And while you're there, click on the book a call tab to get a one-on-one Zoom call with me to get all your music business questions answered and solved. Thanks for watching.